To protect those. No! Isn't necessarily the best. Oh, man. Joker impression. Alright, everything should be good. Hi. Welcome to another video. This one's gonna be a little bit different from the ones that I normally do, for, I think, obvious reasons. For those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Patrick Hurt. I am a voice actor, audio engineer, and musician. I've been doing voice acting for a good part of 5-6 years now. I've been in a few video games. Wait! Damn it! Welcome! I've been in a few animations. Okay. Bathroom! Yes! I've done 1 or 2 commercial/narration things. A better way. And so on and so forth. And you know, we all start somewhere, and you know, that means that you have to audition. And for every actor, their first audition isn't necessarily the best. But that is okay, because you need to be bad at something first before you can get better at doing the thing. And that's actually what this video is about. It's for me to look back at my auditions and be like, okay, there are a few things that I could have done a little bit better, or that I think I did good, but because of a certain few things, it doesn't hold up to nowadays. And I hope this shows to you guys that no matter what medium you get started in, whether it's acting, voice acting, music, writing, art, or anything of the like, you're going to be bad at it first. And that's okay. That's part of the process. Allowing yourself to be bad at something so you can be good at it later proves that you are human and that you will be able to improve and grow. By the way, I'm going to be listening to my public auditions because I don't want to break any NDAs that would be associated with me listening to a audition that I got through a not public source, but also that these truly were my first auditions that I ever put out into the world when I started voice acting. So I'm gonna be looking through my Casting Call Club, and Casting Call Club is a free voice acting website that you can audition for pretty much anything. You'll find a lot of cool projects, of not only for voice acting, but also for singing, for art, for producing, video editing, music, audio engineering, things like that. A lot of it is a lot of fan content, a lot of parody content, comic dubs, that sort of thing. You'll also find some cool original stuff, and all of these are paid or unpaid. It's really based upon what you do and like what you're wanting. So yeah, this is my Casting Call Club. I also have a website here. I don't think I've ever actually said that on my channel. I also have a website. You know, basically it just is a little about me, shows my voice acting demos, things that I've been in, resume, right, qualifications, things like that. So if there are any directors or people with projects out there and they want to hire me or use my voice for one reason or another, please reach out. I would love to work with you. It'd be an amazing time. Even if it is unpaid, depending on the project, I will still love to join. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Looking at my submissions, oh man. This is just on my Casting Call Club. Over 400 submissions. Jesus Christ. I guess we just need to go to the very beginning. And the first... Oh my god. Oh, I remember this. Okay, my first ever project that I ever auditioned for voice acting was for a Danganronpa fan project. I started voice acting during quarantine, and I was missing acting. I was doing a lot of theater before the world was shut down. I saw a Danganronpa casting call, and I submitted. I didn't get the role because, you know, I had a bad room. I had a bad recording setup. You guys will hear what I mean once I, actually start playing. The first one that I auditioned for, according to Casting Call Club, was Nate Watson for Danganronpa Dead End. Man, I haven't done voice work before, but I hope I can be a part of this project. Man, the earnestness. I just turned 18, too. Oh, no, I was just about to turn 18. That's what this is. I was just about to turn 18, because this was April 8th in 2020, so yeah. Yeah, I was still 17, about to turn 18. Wow. Anyway, let's just take a listen. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Okay. My duty as a police officer is to protect those... Already. Already! No! Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I gotta listen through the entire thing. Come on. My duty as a police officer is to protect those who can't protect themselves. So I'll do everything I can to find the killer. What's our next move, Jane? I'll rely on you to get us through this. I may be the good cop of the duo, but that doesn't mean I'll go easy on you. Okay. You immediately hear what I mean. Like, my recording equipment itself is fine. It was good. In fact, I was very lucky to have a XLR microphone starting out when doing voice acting, because my parents saw that I was getting into music production and editing and things like that. So they brought me a PreSonus studio setup. In fact, this mic and this preamp that I'm using to record with this video right now, I've been using since like 5 years ago. But since I upgraded, I've been mainly just using this for streaming, YouTube, and voice calls and things like that. A lot of people, when they first start voice acting, especially when they don't have a lot of money or don't have a lot of experience, they use what they have, which usually includes a USB microphone, like a Snowball or something like that. But equipment aside, you could just tell that, just by listening to it, you can just tell the room I was recording in just wasn't recording ready. Even just listening to the first few seconds, you can hear me moving in the background. You can hear faint buzz of air conditioning in the background as well. You can really hear it, and it's just not good. And besides that, the acting, it's not that it was bad. It was... okay, it was bad. At this point in time, I was very much used to acting with other people, because that's what theater and stage acting required of you, you know? Like, you were usually reading with a partner, or you had a director that was helping you with inflections or helping you with delivery and things like that. But here, I was all on my own. And I was definitely very nervous to do it. I think I masked it pretty well, but I was definitely very nervous to get started. My duty as a police officer is to protect those who can't protect themselves. I was rushing the line. I wasn't enunciating any specific words. I wasn't giving specific emphasis. These are things you need to think about when acting. Also, just, you can tell that my voice was still kind of developing. I was just about to turn 18. I didn't quite have that deeper voice that would have fit this character pretty well, I think. Well, I'd do something more like, my duty as a police officer is to protect those who can't protect themselves. So I'll do everything I can to find the killer. Something with a little bit more nuance, something that shows a little bit more depth to the character. There's obviously bits of immaturity that you can hear in this first audition as well. I could keep nitpicking, but if a new actor came up to me with like this sort of performance, I would tell them, hey, you're already stepping in the right direction. Keep going, take classes, do workshops, practice. I'm gonna do the next 2 auditions for this project, and I'm probably gonna move on to the next project, because I don't want everything to just be Danganronpa. The next one for Ellis Albin. There's no need to grieve over every individual battle. All that matters in the end is winning the war. Okay. The way things are going, people will die. It's best to consider if we have time for a countermeasure, unless it's already too late. This has gone far enough. We've moved past this being a game. Now it's just slaughter. I think I know why I would sound so monotone during some of these lines. I was afraid of peaking the mic. Peaking is basically a digital distortion of audio. In fact, I can probably show that for a second. During my recording, you can see right here that the audio is touching the top, and therefore clipping off the rest of what would be captured of that waveform. Peaked too high because it peaked in that wavelength of audio. I probably didn't explain that very well, but you understood what I was trying to say. And because I didn't understand gain staging and being able to bring down my audio level where I could safely be more expressive and be a lot louder, and I would notice that I would peak and it would sound good, so I felt like I had to be monotone. Okay, this is the one that I've been kind of dreading. Monosock, this Danganronpa's Monokuma. At this point in time, I was playing through the Danganronpa games. During the time, I had a fun time doing impressions of these characters.
I mean, one was Monokuma.
Obviously, it's an impression of Brian Beacock. I actually got to meet him recently at a con. Okay, it's gonna be so cringy. Okay, come on.
Oh, come on! I can't be the only—
And that's a peak. It immediately peaked. Pitch also kind of affects peaking, especially if it's not in your natural register. Obviously, I'm speaking in my normal lower register just because that's what I'm used to speaking in. Therefore, I do not need to put that much effort or that much volume into speaking.
During Monokuma, you kind of have to be a little bit further away from the microphone at this certain gain stage.
All right, let's continue listening.
Oh, come on! I can't be the only one who had Teacher X student fantasies. Why, it's just your run-of-the-mill killing game. Keep up or lose your head.
Okay, that...
Listen here, bub, I don't care what justification you got. Rules are rules, so prepare for punishment!
Okay, this one was a lot better, I would say, in terms of performance. I was having a lot more fun with it compared to the other two characters that we listened to so far. I was a lot more loose and a lot more free to do what I wanted to do. And honestly, that's what you want in a performance. But the audio quality and, the peaking just was not good. And you could tell that there was a lot of imperfections. You can tell that stuff is there, but you just haven't perfected it. Okay, let's move on to a different project. I remember this. My next audition, right after the Danganronpa one, is one I actually got cast for and helped me meet a lot of people and get into a lot more bigger spaces, and I still really appreciate these group of people. CPI, Cryptid Paranormal Investigators. I have not thought about CPI in a while. CPI was an audio drama based off of cryptids and creepypastas and things like that. So it was really fun to be around. This character that I auditioned for, the Killer Monster, was actually based off of Jeff the Killer. This was my first role that I booked as well, so there's actually a finished product of this audio drama, but I think only the first few episodes now are available to even listen to. I think it's on YouTube. Yeah, only the first 3 episodes are up. The production company they now go under is Moral Skull Productions. It was originally actually just one person, and her name was Morgan. I think right now she does a lot of music stuff, but this was her first project, and this was her first time dealing with a lot of people on a project, so there was a lot of growing pains. It was a fun time, and I'm really grateful for the opportunities that came from this. So Morgan, thank you very much for the opportunity and for putting your faith in me for this character. I'm gonna listen to the audition. Maybe I'll do a different video on my first few roles. You're next, little boy. You're next, little boy. You're next, little boy. I did 3 takes, and the take that they liked the most was the 3rd take, which eventually was led into my psychopathic voice that I like pulling out a lot for these insane characters, kind of larger than life people, because it's just fun. Especially in the beginning, I played a lot of psychopaths, and that was a lot of fun. I think why Morgan chose me specifically was because I was closer to what they were imagining, and of course collaborated to be like, this is actually the voice we wanted. A little more high-pitched, a little more raspy, a little more up here. Just kind of whimsical and wonderful. Everything is magic, but I'm gonna murder you. While everyone else was doing Joker impression. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next project. Right, aptitude low. Wow. I gotta meet so many cool people from this project. They really encouraged me to go more into the voice acting space when it comes to, like, social media, like Twitter, Instagram, things like that.
My name's Mercury Lowe. I work in a spy agency that interferes with crimes caused by dangerous gang members. Although I'm a beginner, I'm one of the best among the agents. I'm sure of it. He has to have it. Even if he doesn't, he's linked to it somehow. The articles and research show that he has something to do with those murders. Elena, please stop. I can talk through to you if you just listen to me.
This is only 2 weeks after I started, I believe, and already you can tell that there's a lot more improvement here. I'm a lot more confident in my reads. There's still the issue of, like, my recording space and peaking and things like that, but you can tell that there's subtle improvements. I'm still speaking way too fast, even if that fit the character. I was still struggling with my pronunciation when, like, me kind of slurring my words together. I have speech apraxia, which is basically just a delay from the motor controls from my brain to my mouth and those motor controls. You know, sometimes there's a little bit of a delay and there's a little bit of slurring of words that happens sometimes. I just realized my description. Hello, my name is Patrick and I am a beginner voice actor. I saw that you wanted a Twitter and Discord, so I put them in here to use as your digression. Oh man, that's when my name used to be Pat Attacks You. Remember that era? Damn. Those of you that remember the Pat Attacks You era deserves a huge high five from me, because you guys really stuck it around a while. Alright, let's move on to the next audition.
I'm Grayson Dirk. I've killed 13 people in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's not... Oh, man. You can tell that I really wanted to be a bass. If you're a beginning voice actor, you don't need to put on a voice in order to be a voice actor. There's a reason why it's called voice acting. Yes, voice is an important part of it, but the acting is just as important, if not more important, than the voice you do. Like, imagine it's just like, oh yes, I can do a good creepy voice. Or, yes, I can do a good voice like this. It doesn't matter. You can have a cool voice. That's awesome. Like, props to you. But if you don't know how to act, then, you know, like, what's really the point?
You want to invade my privacy that bad? Fine. Before I became the man I am now, I had a family, you know. Then there was a car crash. My parents, both of them...
God, it just sounds so immature. I can't do it. I'm moving on to the next one. Alright, this is the one that got me into the project. We ended up not going too far deep into aptitude low, just because Ellie, who's in charge of the project. Hi Ellie, by the way, if you're watching this. You're probably not. I think this was also her first ever project and first ever animated project to boot. She really underestimated just how stressful and how much time it takes to do this, and she was also a one-person team. She tried bringing in other people, but it just didn't work out. Things just didn't happen right, and, you know, things ended up going one way or the other. But I know she's doing amazing and great things now. She's made a few short films in animation, and has also done a lot of comic drawing and things like that. By the way, everyone whose stuff I mention in this video, I put down in the description, that especially if I worked with them, is down in the description. So I highly suggest you go follow them, support them in their careers and their current pursuits. Continue the cycle of support, you know, because that's important. Let's listen to this last audition for Aptitude Low.
Okay. We're done, right? Can we just stop fighting?
Okay. There are a few things that is wrong with this and that I have an issue with. I think the acting's fine. There could have been a few tweaks here and there that I would have done differently now. I think during this time you can I think you can hear my little brother, who I shared a room with, by the way. I was doing this when I was sharing a room with my brother. You can hear him listening to a YouTube video in the background as well. Yeah, you can. You can. He was wearing headphones that, like, he was blasting them into his head, or, like, they weren't great headphones or something like that, and therefore you can hear the audio even if they were looking through. God damn, that sucked. Actually, I'm gonna skip in time a little bit. We're now in 2021. You know, I've just been auditioning. I've been doing a few comic dubs at this point in time. Ah, right. I auditioned for Mary Moon Studios' Familiar Feelings webtoon dub. That's right. So if those of you who don't know Mary Moon Studios, friends of mine, I actually recently did a sponsored comic dub for them when Fantasy High of Dimension 20 was getting its own webtoon as well. I did a sponsored webtoon when I was Zane Darkshadow. I'll put that in the description as well. And also, hi Mari. If you're watching this, you're probably not watching this, I don't know. I auditioned for the few of the main characters and I think for additional voices as well. Let's listen to them, see how I improved from there. If you're going to talk about me, at least wait until I'm out of earshot, idiots. Alright, immediately, you can already tell that I am a little bit better. I understood gain staging a little bit better. You can definitely tell that I was a little bit more natural feeling as well. And this is just after a few months. This was January of 2021. This was 10 months in. Not even a year of voice acting, and I'm already improved that much. The thing is, I couldn't do a lot of acting classes or things like that because, you know, I was still in high school and I was kind of paying out my own dime at this point in time. But, you know, I was just doing stuff. I was making things. I was making observations. I was watching stuff. I was practicing. I was building up these skills and learning along while I'm in the process. Aw, poor me. I work so hard. I should be good at magic by now. What's wrong with you? This isn't that bad, but you can definitely tell that there was still some stuff I needed to do to my room before I could be a part of more professional projects. I didn't have my own studio bricks or my own closet or anything that I had access to. I didn't have a DIY booth, which is actually what this is. This is a DIY booth that I made with my mom with PVC pipes, moving blankets, and the like. And this is what I use nowadays to record auditions and to record stuff. Unless I'm going into studio, which I haven't gone into studio at all, actually. Make sure to support Mari and Mary Moo Studios. Links in the description. It was a fun time. And now that we're done listening to that stuff, I'm gonna actually skip forward in time to what I'm auditioning for nowadays. This is a public audition that I did for Dawn's End, which is a indie project. I don't remember if it's animation or video game. I don't remember.
This is so cool! Let me try! I have no idea what that means. Whoa. Awesome!
You can already tell that I've improved a lot. I'm a lot more confident, I'm a lot more expressive, and also, my audio is just a lot better in general as well. And you know, as much as like I kind of cringed at my old auditions and how bad they're important to keep. I don't delete them or don't private them because I want everyone to see how far I've come. And obviously, I'm not booking things every single day. And, you know, I think that would be irresponsible of me to think or even promote that I'm constantly out here booking things in voiceover and in voice acting. If there are any beginning voice actors out there, I just want you to know this one thing. If you are afraid of starting voice acting because you're afraid of being bad at it, or that people will make fun of you, or people are going to look down upon you because you don't get something right the first time, it's okay to be bad at it first. If you truly want to get started in it, if you really 100% believe that you will be happy doing it, then go try. And if you try and you find out there's like, I'm not that far into it, that's okay. Anything that you decide to put your time and effort and energy into is 100% worth it. And you learn a lot by doing things. The only one stopping you from doing it is you. So what are you waiting for? Go do it. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get going. I've been recording for an hour. Jesus Christ. I thought this was gonna be a small video, but I guess not. Shit. Anyway, guys, if you want to follow me for any voice acting stuff, music stuff, audio stuff, make sure to subscribe here and to follow my socials down below. Also, make sure to follow all the cool people that I mentioned in this video as well. Anyway, y'all, I'll see you next time. Peace. I don't know how to end this.